Hey everyone, on today's video we're going to discuss a recent sale led by Andrew.boukather on our team. This was 17 units in the city of Westminster, just closed escrow for $6 million, and we're really excited about the transaction. It was a win-win for the buyer and seller, and we just want to kind of go through some of the details. You led the charge on the sale, and if you can, just give us a little highlight on what's going on with this transaction and some of the deal points.
Absolutely. So the unique thing about this property is it's 17 single-story, two-bedroom units on over an acre of land. Some of the units had really large yards. All of them did have patios or yards. And something that we really highlighted is you would never be able to build this low density of an asset in today's development environment. So the buyer was really excited to get something with a lot of potential, where they could improve the asset and have something that is essentially irreplaceable.
No, it's definitely a unique asset, and we got multiple offers on it. Give us a little bit of detail on the seller profile.
So, funny story, I was actually driving around Westminster. Our team does several transactions in Westminster, and I saw the property in 2020. It took me some time, but I was able to get in touch with ownership, and they may have wanted to sell in the future, but incrementally they were just going to improve the asset throughout the term of the ownership. So they were actually able to renovate 14 out of the 17 units in their 3 years between 2020 and 23 when they inherited the property. They got a lot of units kind of up in rent, almost to market rent. And by the time they were looking to sell, we were actually able to sell it at a decent in-place cap rate of over a 4% with still over 30% upside in the current rent roll.
And that kind of is really helpful information. You clipped in early with the ownership and kind of guided them through some of this process before they decided to sell.
Absolutely, and selling wasn't always a part of the plan. Our value add or our goal was just to help them maximize the value, maximize the cash flow, and help them and their family with this asset. Eventually, their goals changed. They wanted to execute a sale and not be so hands-on with the asset. But it was really, really important for them to sell the asset to someone who was going to shepherd along to kind of improving it into its next stage of ownership. And that's kind of why we were able to bring in one of your best relationships, as someone who's a strong owner in the area. We know how they transact and also how they're going to manage the property moving forward. And that made the sellers extremely comfortable, was how they knew someone was going to take care of the tenants and the asset in the next stage of ownership.
Definitely, because the timing lined up where it was a Q1 market when we took the property out to the marketplace, and interest rates were volatile. We ended up closing this with First Republic, the buyer did. Shout out to First Republic, which just closed escrow last week. And they did everything they said they were going to do and closed on time with no issues. So that was a big relationship. That was an important part of it. But there was a lot of rockiness within the marketplace. So it was really good that we were able to bring in multiple offers.
Absolutely.
To the seller. They had options. We would make sure that we got the best price and terms, but then really go with surety of close with a buyer that owned in the area, owned a number of assets. We'll buy in a turbulent time, we'll buy in good times and low times, and still paid a great price for the seller. Really no issues whatsoever. If the lender didn't perform, they were able to close cash as a backstop. So overall, we really put our arms around the process and the client, led by you. Great job on everything, Andrew. And this was a really good, notable sale within Orange County that you made happen.
Absolutely. Well, thanks. It wouldn't have happened without you, and excited to do another one together.
Absolutely. So that's the update on this property. If you would like particulars on this asset, we can get you some information. If you're considering maybe a sale with your asset, or maybe it's just some advisory services, reach out to Andrew or myself. We're here and happy to help you. Thanks so much for watching the video, and we'll see you on the next one.